What's up, folks? Welcome to the Modern Showcase Challenge. We're gonna be starting off by just playing. I'm just gonna be playing by myself basically, and then I think what's gonna happen if I'm asked is I'm going to open up the stream later. But the first couple of rounds, it's just gonna be me recording. I think I like this opening hand. By the way, this is the list that I'm going to be working with. It's very similar to what I've been working in during the week, and the only change that I made is I cut the main deck Gracer, and instead I'm playing a main deck Engineered Explosives. This is 100% Fury Crafting. I actually have not tested any matches with this list, but I don't know. I just feel like I want to have access to the main deck, to the main deck explosives. I feel like it's right now pretty well positioned. But yeah, my opponent's playing a Lurrus deck, so I'm assuming we're gonna be seeing some form of discard or something. Please don't be mill. Oh no. Red source, red source, red source. Do it. Okay. My opponent actually is a regular on my stream, so I'm assuming that they're gonna be fairly familiar with what I'm gonna be up to here. So I imagine that they're gonna take the AmuLIT. Otherwise, they're just open to any top deck from me. If they don't take the AmuLIT, what I'm gonna do is I think I'm just gonna play the second AmuLIT and then just play Misty and say go. What that does is allows me to fetch for a breeding pool and transmute that way with the expedition map. Because I'm gonna have double AmuLIT, so the breeding pool is gonna untap twice. Expedition map is what they take. Well, I am extremely surprised about that. I'm assuming that my opponent has another discard spell. But now they're just cold to the top of my deck. Mardu. Oh, they have prismatic ending. Okay. I guess that makes sense. All right. Yeah, okay, that makes a lot of sense now. That makes a lot of sense. That's a terrible draw. That's a terrible, terrible draw. Still gonna play it out because I can draw an Azusa and I need more land. I'd rather have land, more actual lands in play. And I can cast everything even if my opponent deals with my AmuLIT, so sure. Yeah, I'm gonna play that out because if I find the Valakut, I can actually trigger it twice. If I find Valakut off the top. Also, I can do blue, blue, 1. and I can, if I draw a Lurrus, I can also play a Titan. That was a good top deck there. If my opponent has K command, this is much worse though. Play Lurrus, please. There we go. Okay. Titan, Tulare West. Saga doesn't do too much. Guess we're just gonna start spitting out tokens. Not a big fan of my spot here. My opponent could have many things. It's not the worst spot, because now I'm a lot better against call against command, but I'm still not a fan of where I'm at. Okay, so they have prismatic ending for the Dryad. So Dryad down. At least they have no value engine with Lurrus. I think that's a huge deal. All right, I'm gonna go to construct land. We are going to go to construct land. Obviously, primetime just wins. There's also Stronghold is solid actually. So is Sunhome. It's kind of okay. Funny enough. Another Saga would be fine. What else? I mean, the key here is the fact that my opponent has no value engine going on with Lurrus, right? A 3/2 lifelinker is not as scary as whenever it draws a card every single turn. So the big deal is that there's no bubble or DRC or anything like that, you know. Even Crocside would be really tough for us. Bold Deconstruct. Now they drew calling as command. Oh, that's gross. It's brutal that they drew the K command on the turn where I drew the pact. Oh man, that's rough. That is so rough. Oh wow. That is not what my opponent wanted to do. That is definitely not what they wanted to do there. That has to have been a misclick. That has to have been a misclick. Six mana. We get to haste here, which is nice. Not play the wrong path. I just don't think my opponent's deck has path to exile in it. We get another Saga and the Tolaria West. We probably can't lose from here. No. That has to have been a misclick. There's no way that's what they wanted to do. Anywho. So let me go get my Cyber Guide, which is available for subscribers and Patreon supporters, of course. I can't even read anymore. It's too early for me. I am not a morning person. Okay, so we want Jukibog, second explosives. Choose members, endurance and tracker. We're gonna cut Cavern, Sunhome, and Harvests. Boom. It has to have been a misclick. There's no way that was not a misclick. Particularly because my opponent put this stuff on the draw step, right? Like if they had gone to my main phase and they did it on the main phase in response to the Saga or whatever. Like, but they went out of their way to put a stop on my draw step, so they clearly were meaning to make me discard. What is even this hand? It has Titan mana. It has way to deal with an early Monke. Okay. Now we can play Saga on 2. Stupid Monke, man. So good. Force gets exiled, so no big deal there. Just have K command for the explosives. Oh man. This card is not okay, man. This card is not okay. That's so disgusting. Sure. Do I want to get rid of the Saga? I want to play out the Saga, I mean. I think I want to play out the Foothills. Because the Saga tokens are going to matter, and I have no way to get value out of the AmuLIT. Celestial Sanctuary. Probably going to take the Pact here. The reason to take the Pact is obviously the fact that we have a way to use our mana. We have ways to use our mana actually very effectively, so taking the Azusa just makes no sense here. Like, I'm not even sure if I'm going to play Azusa next turn. Like, I would need to... example, it's not bad because that gives me the option of cracking explosives. I think I'm trading here. Like, I'm obviously not letting them get a hit in, but by trading there, I am making it so next turn I can activate plus hold up explosives and get rid of their attack airs one more turn if my opponent goes Lurrus. Now that they have DRC, it's even better. But now also these are 2/2s. Opponent puts a card on top. That is very scary. That is very scary. Obviously, there's the fact that they get to replay this a million times because Lurrus. Ugh. If I draw a prime time, though, I could be in a fine spot. That's not a prime time. I'm gonna play that out. It is worse against Call Against Command. It is worse against Call Against Command, but like I'm gonna lose this saga anyway, so if my opponent has a key command, I'm still not gonna have a land to play anyway. I wonder if my opponent just dashes Ragavan here. They could dash in Ragavan and get in with the team. Concealed Courtyard. Okay. So they can't attack with Lurrus. This is fine. So we're gonna make a construct. Then we're going to untap, see what we draw. That's good. It's a good draw. That is a good draw. That is quite the draw. That changes the play that I was going to go for, because that's quite the draw. Quite the draw. I could go for haste here. But I think I am a little bit too afraid of what could happen here. So I think I'm gonna go for Bog plus Saga, because there's the 1 mana deal 6 my opponent could have. So what we're gonna do is somehow my opponent wants to kill the Titan. They can. And holy heat, there we go. But it forces the action. I'm going to blow up both DRCs. And then we're going to have a Titan a couple of turns from now. And we can keep the Construct Parade going. Blows up my AmuLIT. I know it sucks, but obviously it's a lot better to get rid of my opponent's 2 threats that are going to kill me. No, my opponent has no engine. If they prismatic in my cons, never mind. I guess they do have an engine. Dashed Monke. We would die to a couple of things, like we would die to Croxa. I guess Dashed Monke would also be very hard to beat, honestly. They don't dash Monke, huh? But now I can block the Monke. 4. Doesn't really do anything. Lurrus is such a messed up card, man. I think I'm holding on to this land. Opponent knows what's on top of the deck. Try to block here. We don't have a second blue source. Fortunate. This saga continues. What a grind. What a freaking grind. We're gonna have to trade with the Monke again. Ugh. Never mind. We're not trading with nothing. We're out of explosives, so that's not really an option anymore. Tracker. Ouch. It's not good enough, right? I guess I'm just dead in the air. I get a little bit of info. Get a little bit of info on the way out, or not. Here's a token. Here's a block. Stupid cat, man. Single-handedly lost to the stupid cat. Well, let's throw that in there again. Let's throw that in there. Turn 1 Monkey is so tough to beat. Turn 1 Monkey on the play, turn 2 calling its command, blow up your explosives was just, ugh, gross. I'm keeping this hand 100% on the back of Urza Saga. Gonna go turn 1 land, turn 2 Saga, turn 3 castle. These 1-drops are so messed up, man. They really are. AmuLIT is our best draw. He ain't bad. Playing around in position here. Goes to combat. They know what's on top of the deck. It's a Dryad. Huh, that's funny. They could cast it. They could cast the Dryad, I guess. They're going to? Okay. That's cute. Inquisition, not Thoughtseize. Yes. Good, good, good. That is actually quite powerful. Alright. Change plans. We're not gonna make a construct. If we need to, we can blow up these explosives. The good thing is that this monkey is not coming through. I either trade with the Azusa or I just blow up explosives. I think I'm blowing up explosives at this juncture. That Azusa draw was very good. And now my opponent is kind of less in a situation where they either have Thoughtseize or they're not going to be in a great spot. If they do have Thoughtseize, they're probably fine shape, though. So, that is the other side of the argument. If they do indeed find the Thoughtseize, then we're in trouble. And here I am heavily incentivized to kill the Monke. So I'm probably going to crack explosives. The reason for that... Oh, I guess that my opponent still needs to put the Lurrus in hand, so never mind. Discard a card, destroy target artifact. Monke down. We can still Titan. This is Delirium though. Artifact, sorcery, creature, instant. So they can have Unholy Heat. That is very good. Just gonna probably kill my Saga here. Yeah, I don't... I could go for haste. We do get blown out by exactly Unholy Heat. There's a non-zero chance that my opponent has Unholy Heat in hand. The thing is that if they don't have it, I'm still in fine shape. And now, even if they have it, it just doesn't do anything. So I guess it's kind of free to play around it there. And then says GG's. All right, starting off 1-0. See you for the next round. Here we are for round number 2. This is double AmuLIT hand. Okay. The Vala could suck in this hand. But having access to double AmuLIT is obviously just enables so much brokenness. And the Explorer does a little bit of what I want to do. Now the question is... do I want to... Sprawl of Canal, so probably Prowess. Okay, so now that I drew another Saga, quote unquote, I can go with the turn 1 AmuLIT off of this Saga. This also leaves these as a blue source. Oh, Living End. This is not a great matchup. Not a great matchup. There's no way my opponent forces this, I assume. I mean, that's a way. To do some nasty stuff this coming turn. Too bad that my lands are gonna die. That part sucks. Place main phase a living end. Just play a Shardless Agent. So much power, right? Just so much power. Should go for a Shardless Agent, opponent. Yes. 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 Awesome. Put a bunch of power into play. Now we go get our second amulet. That's good because that allows. Oh, I guess they could have subtlety. I have to watch out for subtlety. Oh, damn it, I have to watch out for subtlety. I guess I can do it technically if I play this here. Play the Dryad. Now we packed prime time, and this kind of sucks, but I feel like I have to do it. Oh, they just have nothing. Well, all right. I guess we take those. Living End. Time to leave the end. Very, very extensive sideboarding here. Boom. Oh, I guess that this is a different version of the one I wrote this Cybergod with, so I definitely should have cut the explosives for the Gracer. Totally forgot about that, honestly. Yeah, this is better than our hand. I think I'm shipping the Pact. We can go turn 1 Castle, turn 2 Amulet into Harvest. We have to watch out for the Evoke, dude. Hey, look at that, it's just the card that I just bottomed. How lucky. Wind Color Raven. Just calling the wind. Okay. Gonna name land with this. Bounce land. Easy. Well, unless my opponent has an Evoke, dude. Should be in good shape this coming turn. Tap out, tap out, tap out, tap out. Shardless Agent, Shardless Agent, Shardless Agent. Yes. I do have subtlety. Ingature. There are some forces. There are 2 forces. Subtlety. Let's see what opponents got. So they don't have a force in hand because that was a very, very juicy target for them to force. So I'm actually going to cast this Explore because it allows me to do more stuff playing around subtlety. Again, I'm assuming no forces here. So now we have 2 land drops. Where's Johnny? We still have 2 land drops here. It's pretty good. I'm gonna go for multiple Titans then. Can just valakut my opponent to death here. We have 1 land drop left. They don't even want to find out. They don't even want to find out what I have for them. What was I going to do there? We still have 1 land drop left, so that would be 10 mana. We could... No, I don't think we could Dryad. Oh, we were short. I guess we could have gotten a Dryad here, but then we couldn't haste, so definitely getting second Titans better. And then I guess we just haste both and double strike both. And we just have just stellar attacks. I guess depending on how my opponent blocks, I could on purpose throw one of these in the garbage. Anyway, interesting spot, but you know, I just got very lucky and I won because of that. So see you for the next round. We're here for number 3. Got double Saga. Okay. It's a little bit of an awkward hand. I'm gonna have to go turn 1 Saga into turn 2 Saga. It's probably fine. No Lurrus reveal probably means prowess. Another deck with bubble. Asmo? Maybe this is the Asmo deck. No, just browse. So turn 2 Regent. Luckily it would be just a 4/4. So it gives us time. Yep. That is a Regent. It's not a bad draw. Not a bad draw, if I may say so myself. We have to be very afraid of Bloodman though. I don't think they have a game 1, but like if this game gets out of hand, could be tough. What am I getting here? Probably okay. That's good. So that means that the Dryad's going to resolve, unless they have subtlety. But I'm not playing around subtlety out of this deck. What are we doing here? I definitely want to crack Expedition Maplands. I think I'm just getting enough Saga actually. I'm gonna Monke. Don't think I want valakut. I could get Castle. Yeah, actually, let's get Castle. So now we're gonna fetch for an AmuLIT. We can play Castle. We can play Dryad. We can Growth Chamber. bounce, then explore, and then play castle. Next turn we're gonna be doing a bunch of stuff. Can I cast double Titan next turn? I float a mana of the saga. That is 1, 2, 3. I think I'm taking the hit from Bragaman actually. Yeah, I think we can double Titan next turn. Opponent has 5 cards in hand, which is quite scary. Let's make sure we float the proper color of mana. So that is 6 mana. What's this? I'm gonna cast the prime time. It's gonna get countered. Okay. If they have counterspell, we are in trouble. But it kind of is what it is. I can't do better than this, right? Like just gem 4 Titans on turn 6. Thought Scour me. Oh, they were just trying to cheese me there? Okay, so they didn't counter that. So I'm going to... They probably can't counter the other one. And this resolved, so I'm assuming that I'm going to be able to... Just get another Titan here. Green, green, mana, bounce, play second Titan, yes. Don't have Vestige, so we're just gonna have to get this Suva here. Suva Stronghold. And that's that. Sweet, sweet, sweet. Awesome. What do we even consider this deck? Is this Delver? I'm assuming I would consider this a Delver deck. So we want Bog, the Explosives, the Gracers, Dismembers, Endurance, and Foundation Breaker. This is because of Blood Moon. We want to cut the Harvests. Castle Azusa, 2 Explorers, and the Expedition Map. Do I want to cut the Expedition Map actually? Let me revisit this. Expedition Map, that's found me Bixie Forest. It probably is the worst card in my deck, so let's ship it. There's the possibility of potentially cutting a land, maybe, but no green source. Can't keep that. A little bit Saga flooded. A little bit Saga flooded, but I guess we keep. Gonna have to do this on one. Get rid of the monkey. Sucks. Sucks, but it is what we gotta do. Do you want to cast that one, opponent? Please cast that one. Please cast it. Please. I wonder if they're just gonna steal my engineered explosives. They don't have Blood Moon. Braid. Good to know about that. Probably gonna crack this in combat. I don't think that we can take another hit from the monkey, but it prevents my opponent from dashing another monkey. So there goes that. I did have another monkey. Can I block, please? I would very much like to block. Looks like I can't. That's big. That's one of their better cards against us. They just used it on a silly monkey. They used it on a silly token, I mean. I mean, really, this matchup is like, does my opponent have the Blood Moon or not? That's realistically what it comes down to here. So they do have Murktide. Dismember would be a pretty good draw for us. I guess it doesn't kill the Regent anymore, so never mind. Dryad would be a pretty good draw for us, I guess. Construct is definitely jumping in front of the bus. Man, this guy is just so good. I mean, let's be real here. Like, the monkeys is really what's winning here, right? The amount of mana that the monkey generated is just absurd. Maybe. If they don't play the Brazen Borrower, they didn't. I imagine they probably have a counter magic. We are dead to Bolt. We are also dead to Counterspell. But this is a chump blocker for this guy. They have a Counterspell. Okay. Next game. Next game. Seems good. Could shave a land, maybe? Could shave Stronghold to make room for the expedition map. I'm mostly interested in this because it allows me to get a forest under a moon. And once I get a forest, I can then get Foundation Breaker and I can get out of the moon lock, but maybe that's just wishful thinking on my part. Azusa's another good option to bring in. By the way, triple Gracer, I think that Azusa is probably the card to cut. This matchup is not good. This matchup is not good. We're a lot better against like the Delver versions because, well, you know, it's Delver. It's not a good card, but Murktide is a big deal. Murktide is a big deal. I just saw how it just came down. It was a two-turn clock. Nothing I could do about it. Can't even touch it with Dismember. Can't even touch it with explosives. Has evasion. That Regent card. Pretty messed up. Pretty messed up. Sure. His hand is not good, but it has potential to do great things. It's a hand with the potential to do great things. Are we forcing here? No forcing. It's a Monke. I could make a token. Worst case scenario, my opponent uses a removal spell on the construct and they get in. %, taking the trade, but I'd rather not use a card, and I don't think I can skip my land drop. Don't think I can realistically skip my land drop there. We get some stuff going on. Wonder if my opponent has a Braid and they're trying to figure out whether they should kill the construct or the amulet. That's exactly what was going on. Okay. Monkey gets in there. And that's a treasure token. That's a Vesuva. Doesn't really do too much for us. dismember Monke now. I'd rather save these for a regent, but we have that AmuLIT, we can't really afford to be messing around like that. Alright, we got a counterspell out of the deal. It's not bad. Because next turn we're gonna get another token, right? So this also means no Blood Moon this turn. Token's gonna be a 3/3. I guess I could play the explosives and make the token into a 4/4 actually, which could be interesting. Okay. I could explosives for 3 and make a token. That's probably the line. It makes us better versus Moon. And we do have another explosives anyway. I do want to crack this saga though. This is mostly to make construct into a 4/4. So my opponent can't bolt it. They can brace and borrower it. There's like a multitude of other things that they can do. But this protects us from Blood Moon. I guess it randomly also protects us from brace and borrower, which is funny. And allows us to make a token and then make another token on our main phase. And I'm probably gonna get Expedition map. And then we can see what we crack the map for. There are multiple options for cracking the map. We can crack the map for Cavern of Souls, we can crack the map for Tularia West. Souls is the most likely. Scar themselves. Alpine Moon is what they got going on. Okay. So maybe I've been playing around the wrong card all along. Does Monke get in there? It does not. Here comes a 4/4. Now it's a 5/5. Now it's a 6/6. This is a 2-turn clock. What you got, OP? Sure. gonna do this now. So if my opponent has to use Counterspell or another Archmage's Charm, they have to crack both treasures, making this smaller. Force of Negation. Okay. So now they do this 1/1. Gonna steal my other construct. Okay. Take 4. Can we drop Primeval Titan, please? As can you shall receive. We can't really play our own Gust or anything, right? Because I can play explosives for 0. That blows up my other explosives, blows up both constructs. We're 1 mana short of playing Foundation. I'm just dead on board otherwise, so I just have to jam. No workarounds here. No workarounds here, I just have to jam. Here goes nothing. Either Gust, Counterspell, all of those cards beat me. But I can't play around them. So it just is what it is. Even Brazen Borrower, I guess, beats me. Subtlety. Multitude of cards here that I can't beat, but looks like my opponent has one of them. That's an Aether Gust. And that is lethal on board, so I am just dead. Alright. I don't think there's anything I could have done differently. Just the way the cards turned out. Unfortunate. Alright, 2-1. See you for the next round. And here we are for round number 4. Fine hand. Let's keep it. I'm gonna go turn 1 Saga into turn 3 into turn 2 Harvest for non-land. That is gonna guarantee that I have Titan mana on turn 3. So my opponent's up to. If they're playing humans, we are in a whole lot of trouble. The name Dry. Oh, this is the mirror. Okay. Yeah, that sounds fine against the mirror. This hand is mighty fine against the mirror. But I guess if my opponent has a better hand, which is what I was just gonna say, we could be dead here. I don't think we can really play around anything, however. So they have a Dryad because they named Dryad with the Cavern. So we know that one of their cards in hand is a Dryad. And they have Explore. That does not get them ahead on lands, which is, I guess, good for us. We are dead if they have prime time. Because if we, yeah, I guess I just have to jam, because if they have it, I am actually just dead. Oh, I guess we're dead right now. Yep, my turn 3 kill on the draw was not good enough for my opponent's turn 2 kill on the play. We do get a little bit of info here. We get to know whether they're playing Stronghold. Like, I assume that they are because they just pacted. They may be playing Battlements though. The thing is that even if they're playing Battlements, like, we still lose, right? Because we can't actually kill. I guess I could find. If I find AmuLIT of the top, it needs to be exactly AmuLIT, and then I get to harvest. I get to harvest into a Susa. We can win. So here my opponent does not have lethal because they're playing Hammer Battlement. So we do get another look here. Why would they get Drill Turf there? Yep, okay. So I mean, if we find AmuLIT of the top, and I find either Explore, Asusa, or Pact of Summoner Pact of the Harvest. Okay, never mind. My opponent has main the Ghost Squatter. Main the Ghost Squatter locks it up. Because even if I have double AmuLIT, they can just Ghost Squatter my bounce land. So. Yeah, the mirror is kind of a shit show sometimes. That was not close, obviously. So we want Ghost Squatter, Dismembers, Forces and Foundation Breaker, cut Radiant Fountain, to Abandoned Harvest, and to Explore. For Explore. Yeah. Brutal. Absolutely brutal. This is the card that I want to see more than anything, probably. We're going to be on the play. And I guess I did find that card, but this hand is just non-functional, unfortunately. We have to go to 6. Do I have to keep this hand? I think I have to keep this hand. Just go turn 1, go. Not where we want to be. Not where we want to be, but we're already on the draw, mulling to 5 in the mirror match. When my opponent is also going to be having their Forces of Vigor. Not a good place to be. Land, please. Easy. Just gonna harvest for land. Sure. And we're gonna upkeep. Reach Impact because we already have another one. Basically stole the play, huh? We basically stole the play. Yeah, I guess we have to do this. Place into my opponent's force. Oh, we get a 2-for-1. I guess I could just play Expedition Map instead. Now let's just do this. Play map. That's just so much better. Two to crack Mac, play bounce land. We have 6 mana total, so we're short. We need to draw something. Sousa. Okay. So we want to find the land here. I guess Primetime is the best draw, obviously. Just gonna crack for another semi-growth. Bounce this, pass the turn. And next turn, we should have enough mana to transmute, pact, do the deed. Do the deed. I think if they have an amulet. Okay. They're gonna dry it first. They shouldn't have fetched it, they're gonna dry it first. Okay, now if they haste, they can't go squatter me, which allows me to break serve. Also, they want to leave red floating, I think. Imagine my opponent's going to fix that right now. Also, I strongly recommend against playing MH2 lands. Strongly recommend against it. I'm gonna have my opponent find their cards. One card left. So now they can't have anything. I guess Blue Pact is the only thing they can have. Blue Pact is the only thing. Three mana. Play this. Bounce. Transmute. We have Titan mana. Summoner's Pact. Green. Float mana. Pact for prime time. cast prime time. We haste. Haste there. Bounce. Swing. Dive with both. Good Valakut. Sand 6 damage of the Primeval Titan. Everything else face. This goes there. This goes there. This goes there. This goes there. Always yes. Always yes. Always yield. They go down 1. With 1 card left in hand and me being at 20, I feel fairly confident. Like they will need to find exactly, like their last card needs to be Titan and their other card needs to, like their top deck needs to have been a Dryad. All right, that's a pact. Is there other? Wow. I can't believe it, man. I can't believe it. That's insane. That is absolutely insane. That is absolutely insane. Nothing I could have done. Absolutely nothing I could have done. What if I... No, literally nothing. I cannot think of anything that I could have done here. Because I had exactly the required mana to do this. I guess the only thing I could have done differently, was... No, but I used all my mana. I was thinking like I could have cracked Expedition Map a turn earlier, but like the turn that I did it, the turn that I didn't do it, I used all my mana to force a Vigor the Dryad. I would have been dead otherwise. Yeah, we were just outdrawn. My opponent's card hand was perfect. There were no holes to be poked there, and I don't think there was any like change of sequencing I could have done in order to make things better. I pitched a pact to the I think it was correct to pitch the pact to the third force, because we actually needed both forces in order to be alive, so it was definitely correct to pitch the pact to the force. I guess what I could have done when I was looking for a land, what I could have done is I could have pitched Harvest. I could have not drawn Harvest. I could have not cast Harvest. I could have pitched the Harvest to the Force, and I would have never found the Misty, but then I would have been in a situation where I wouldn't have had enough mana to do the stuff that I did. Yeah, I feel like my plays made sense, I think. My opponent just outdrew me both games. Feels bad. Yeah, at XN2 I'm just gonna drop. I don't think it's worth to keep playing. This is a 10 round event, 10 round event, and like XN2 is probably not gonna make it into top 8 even. I would imagine, because there's like 426 player, which is insane. So even if I go XNO, I am not guaranteed to top 8. In fact, I'm fairly likely that I'm not even guaranteed top 16, even if I XN2. So just gonna drop here. This wasn't the best event. Started off strong, but then the wheels kind of fell off. I did like my list though. I think that with what I had been seeing in the format, I think it made sense. I think that that the explosives made sense with all of the Asmo decks, and particularly with the black-red Lurrus deck rising to prominence. I do think that the explosives were fine. I still think that going for something like this may just be better in an open meta game, but the MTGO meta is very, very it almost feels like it's so wide open that it's inbred, and because of rental services and stuff, you would very often find yourself in situations where like you're just playing against the same decks over and over again. But I do think that if I were to be playing this deck of FNM, I would be probably running this list that you see right here, because the FNM metagame is very often a lot more wide open, and you do see situations where you know, the same players will just play the same decks because they can't really afford to be switching decks all the time, like people who have access to rental service like in MTGO. So that's why I wrote the guide on this list. Unfortunately, luck was definitely not on my side today. I guess it was in the first 2 rounds, and then it just died out for rounds 3 and 4. I think I'm moderately happy with my play. Maybe I made a couple of mistakes. Usually in competitive events, I like to go over my past rounds and kind of like try to revisit if I could have done anything better, but particularly matches that I lost. But I don't think, like in the AmuLIT matchup, I don't think I would have done anything better. Like I'm trying to like go over it on my head right now, but like I just was outdrawn. Like there's nothing that we could have done really, and I couldn't have paced my cards differently. I guess I could have not blown up the Saga and just wait. That I think that's the only thing I could have done. Just not blow up the Saga and the AmuLIT and just wait one more turn, and then find myself in a situation where I could blow up the Dread and the AmuLIT instead of the Saga. But then my opponent would have had an AmuLIT, so I would have died to the Primeval Titan. So yeah, I don't know. It's really tough to say. It's really tough to say. But hope you enjoy the content, even if we have to cut it early, unfortunately. But don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. And if you are enjoying it, make sure you leave a comment down below. I'll see you for the next video, and take care. Bye bye.